Kids and cell phone, what you need to know. A lot of parents still balk about the thought of buying cell phones for their children. The buying decision alone calls to mind some of the debatable issues in the technological industry. Example: cell phone radiation, safety risks, developmental hazards, psychological implication, and whatnots. In order to counter this, our folks wrestle with some questions in the attempt to rationalize the possible outcomes or effects of their children owning a handset. Some of the questions they grapple with are the following.
How independent are my children?
Do I need to have constant contact with my children?
How responsible are they?
In fact, there is no right or exact age when a child can be allowed to use or own a mobile phone. Some parents let their children own a cell phone at a very early age, while others are strict enough to allow them to have their own phones until later. Now that cell phones appeal to younger consumers, it is more difficult to put the purchase off to a later date. The pressure is high and most parents are not capable of handling the situation. According to recent studies and reports, middle school is the best time to finally let your kid own that fully functional handset. For the parents who equip their children with cell phones at a very early time, they cite some pretty good reasons, and that is for medical purposes, and for emergencies. When is the best time for a child to own a cell phone? Parents can only testify to the responsibility value system of their children. If you think that your kid is already at the right age, which again, still depends on you, and you know that he is fully aware of the responsibilities and limitations that go with owning a cell phone, then go for it. However, there are still several factors to consider in choosing the right kind of cell phone for your little one. Choose the kind of phone which is very suitable for young children. I bet you're not so generous as to give your 5-year-old daughter an iPhone 5. See if the school policies are not discriminative of cell phone usage within the school premises. The Parent's Guide to Handling Kids with Cell Phones. Parents should consider these factors before deciding to buy her child a cell phone. Fun versus learning. Gratification versus socialization. Monotony versus tolerance. Weighing the options. For purposes of objectivity, let's cite some reasons why we should or should not let our kids own a cell phone. No to cell phones. It's expensive. It's a distraction. It's accident-prone. It makes your child socially inept. It's just a status symbol. It's going to be obsolete soon. They will yearn for more devices. Yes to cell phones. They will stay connected. Reliable for emergencies. Mini web surfing device. Entertainment. The right cell phones for kids. This is not an avenue for oblique promotions for popular cell phone brands. However, we will mention some of the features that a parent must look for in the cell phone they want their kids to have. For the youngest children, cell phones which are pre-programmed to only allow calls from a contact list given by the guardian and restricted those unknown numbers. To reduce the risk of exposure to inappropriate content, parents can choose a low-end phone for their children. Several cell phone providers offer cell phone plans that allow folks to put a certain limit on the text talk time. Parents can also purchase additional software for more fortified mobile phone security. Are cell phones good for the kids' health? It could be both yes and no. In a nutshell, no research has proven the possible dangers or risks of using a cell phone. If there are hazards to it, then we say it's more of psychological than physiological. As parents, we have to be fully aware of the responsibility we have for our children. Choosing when our kid deserves to have a cell phone is primarily our discretion, inasmuch as we are giving our child the freedom to do what he wants. The message about limitations and restrictions should be clearly and properly conveyed to them. A friendly reminder from eCycleBest.com. Disclaimer: eCycleBest does not endorse or recommend any commercial products, processes, or services. The views and opinions of others expressed on eCycleBest videos do not necessarily state or reflect those of the company, and they may not be used for advertising or product endorsement. The videos produced are for purposes of information and awareness campaign.